Have you ever had that feeling like you're just living the same day over and over again? Same routine, same conversations maybe, and those little dreams you have, they just stay quiet, never quite happen, and there's always that little voice struggle. Maybe that job that kind of really slowly killing the dreams that once made you feel really alive.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really going deep, trying to understand why we get stuck in the so-called comforts, and more importantly, how we can actually break free. We're drawing our insights today from the transcript of a video called Your Comfort Zone is Killing Your Dream with this strategy from the YouTube channel Night Tribe. Our mission really is to unpack why this comfort zone is maybe more like a prison, what it's truly costing us way beyond, and crucially find a sustainable way to expand it.
To change how we think about risk, failure, and growth. Okay, so let's jump right in. This core idea, it challenges something fundamental, doesn't it? That our comfort zone is actually comfortable.
This source says, no, it's just familiar. And familiar feels safe even if it's slowly suffocating you.
Right. Familiarity equals safety in our brain, even when it's clearly not serving us.
Yeah, and the source gives examples we can all probably relate to, like staying in a job that drains you, or relationships that don't challenge you, a life that's, safe but empty.
That phrase really hits home. Safe but empty.
It does. And it makes this really stark claim. Every night you go to bed knowing you're slowly killing the dreams that once made you feel alive. It even calls it a prison. But here's the twist. You're both the prisoner and the guard. You lock the door yourself, thinking it's for protection.
Protection from what, though? From growth.
Yeah.
From possibility.
Exactly. What's your initial reaction, framing our safe space as a prison?
Well, it's a powerful and, frankly, pretty unsettling image. And what I find really fascinating here is that the danger isn't just standing still. It's not just not moving forward. The source argues that every day you choose that comfort over growth, you're actually choosing to become a smaller version of yourself.
Wow, so it's not neutral. It's like moving backward.
Precisely. It's a regression. And that really brings up the big question, doesn't it? Why do we do this to ourselves? Why pick the familiar misery over, an uncertain but potentially better future?
Especially when we kind of know it's not working.
Exactly. Well, the source gives a fascinating answer. It suggests our brains are fundamentally wired for survival, not success.
Survival, not success. Okay.
Think about our ancestors, right? For thousands and thousands of years, staying with the tribe, following the same patterns, not standing out, that's what kept humans alive. Stick with the known.
Don't rock the boat. Safety in numbers.
Exactly. But here's the problem. That ancient wiring is, it's outdated for today's world. The source argues that the biggest risk in today's world isn't stepping outside your comfort zone, it's staying inside, which is completely counterintuitive to that old program.
So our brains are running old soft.
You could say that. And we reinforce it. We actually teach our brains how to react based on our choice. For instance, avoiding that difficult conversation. That teaches your brain confrontation is dangerous.
Right.
Not applying for that job you really want teaches it rejection is deadly.
It feels like it.
It does. And not starting that creative project. Teaches the brain failure is fatal.
And the consequence of all this.
The consequence, as the source puts it pretty bluntly, is that until one day you wake up and realize you're afraid of
everything.
Yeah, afraid of being seen, afraid of being judged, rejected, even just being wrong. It shrinks your world.
And thinking about those consequences, this source gets really honest about the hidden costs. It's not just about missing out on big dreams, is it?
Not at all. It goes much deeper.
First, it talks about self-respect. It says, every time you choose the easy path, a little part of you dies.
That's strong.
It is. Not speaking up, not taking a chance, not betting on yourself. It argues you lose a piece of who you could become. It chips away at how you see yourself.
That makes sense. You could have, but didn't.
Right. And then there are relationships. This is interesting. It says real deep connections happen when people are willing to be vulnerable.
Which is exactly what the comfort zone prevents. Vulnerability feels risky.
Exactly. So the comfort zone blocks that messy, beautiful process of becoming truly connected. It keeps things surface level.
Yeah, those superficial connections are almost a symptom, aren't they? A sign you're staying safe.
Definitely feels like it. We end up sabotaging our own need for connection.
We do. And then consider time. This one always gets me.
The ultimate non-renewable resource.
Precisely. The source points out, while you're waiting for the perfect moment, for more confidence, other people are out there building the life you think about at night.
Oof, that's a wake-up call.
Isn't it? It's almost haunting. But maybe the deepest cost, the one that underpins everything else, is self-discovery.
How so?
You lose the chance to discover who you really are. Because think about it, you only really know your strength when you're challenged.
Right. You don't know how strong you are until you have to be.
Exactly. Your capacity reveals itself when you're pushed beyond what you thought was possible. So, the biggest barrier to knowing yourself might just be your own desire to stay safe, to never really test your limits.
Wow. Okay, so this safe zone is actually a prison, costing us self-respect, connection, time, self-discovery. How do we get out? How do we escape?
Well, this is where the source offers a really powerful and I think very practical strategy.
Okay, all right.
It says you don't leap out of your comfort zone, you expand it.
Expand it, not leap out. Okay, I like the sound of that. Less terrifying.
Right. It immediately debunks that common myth, that you need some massive, dramatic overhaul overnight.
Yeah, quit the job, move across the country.
Exactly. Quit their job, move to a new city, completely reinvent themselves. The source says that's not sustainable. And maybe more importantly, that's just not how real lasting change tends to happen for most people.
So if not leaping, what then?
It introduces this idea of micro discomforts.
Micro discomfort. Tiny discomfort.
Basically, yes. Tiny actions that feel slightly uncomfortable but aren't overwhelming.
Okay. Like what? Give me some examples.
The source gives really relatable ones. Maybe speaking up in a meeting when you normally stay quiet.
Okay, yeah, that feels doable, but definitely uncomfortable for some.
Right. Or saying no to something you don't want to do.
Ooh, that's a big one for many people.
Huge. Or maybe having that difficult conversation you've been avoiding.
Mm-hmm.
Even something like posting something online that shows who you really are instead of...
So small, manageable stretch.
Exact. And the key it emphasizes is consistency, not intensity.
Consistency over intensity.
Yes. Doing one small thing that stretches your comfort zone just a little bit, but doing it every single...
And what's the result of that consistent stretching?
The result is incredible, really. Your comfort zone starts to expand. Things that felt scary yesterday, they start to feel normal.
Okay.
What seemed impossible last month suddenly feels achievable. You're gradually recalibrating your sense of normal.
So if we're doing these micro discomforts, it seems like we need a different relationship with that feeling of discomfort itself.
Absolutely. And if we zoom out a bit, this strategy really requires a fundamental mental shift. The source is very clear. You have to make friends with discomfort.
Ooh, friends with it. That sounds different.
It does initially, but the idea is to stop seeing discomfort as an enemy or like a warning sign telling you to treat.
Okay, so what is it then?
It's framed as a growth signal, a teacher. It's showing you exactly where you need to grow.
A growth signal.
Yeah, the things that make you most uncomfortable, they often hold the key to the biggest transformations in your life.
So lean into the discomfort, don't run from it.
Precisely. And there's a practical tip offered. Start tracking your discomfort.
Tracking it, like keep a log.
Yeah, maybe keep a journal. Notice that familiar tightness in your chest or that little voice saying, play it safe. Write it down. And then ask yourself that crucial question. What would I do if I wasn't afraid?
That question changes everything, doesn't it? What would I do if I wasn't afraid?
It's a powerful reframe. It shifts the focus from the fear to the potential action.
Okay, but that brings us right back to fear. It's one thing to feel discomfort, but what about actual paralyzing fear? How does this approach deal with that?
That's the million-dollar question, right? And the source suggests a really crucial mindset shift here. It says, stop asking, what if I fail? And start asking, what if I don't try?
Ooh, turn it around. What's the cost of not trying?
Exactly. Because, as the source puts it, and this is pretty blunt, the biggest failure isn't falling down, it's never getting up to run in the first.
So inaction is the real failure.
That's the argument. The biggest risk isn't trying something and having it not work out. The biggest risk is playing it so safe you spend your whole life wondering what if.
That what if can be haunting.
Terribly so. And it points out something important about successful people or people living bigger lives. It's not that they don't feel fear.
They just handle it differently.
Precisely. They've just learned to dance with it instead of running from it. They actually see fear as a kind of GPS.
A GPS. How?
It points them toward growth, that nervous energy you feel before trying something new, that fluttery feeling.
Yeah, not a stop sign.
Not according to this perspective. It's not your body telling you to stop. It's your body preparing you for growth, getting you ready to level up.
Sounds like pre-game jitters, but for life growth.
Kind of. It's your system mobilizing resources, getting ready for expansion, not necessarily signaling imminent danger in the modern.
Wow, okay. Shifting from fear as a stop sign to fear as a guide. That's huge.
It really is. And the source takes it even one step further. It suggests we should actually celebrate discomfort.
Celebrate it. Like throw a party when I feel anxious.
Well, maybe not literally a party. But the advice is when that anxiety hits before you do something challenging, smile, thank your brain for trying to protect you.
Acknowledge the old programming.
Right. Then gently remind it that you're not in danger growth.
I like that. Not danger growth.
And here's the payoff, the often overlooked outcome. The more you expand your comfort zone, the more confident.
Right. Because you're proving it.
Exactly. It's not because the fear magically vanishes. It's because you prove to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. You're building this internal library, evidence of your own resilience, your own capability.
That makes so much sense. Confidence isn't the absence of fear. It's the proof you can act despite it.
That's it, exactly.
And okay, when you start doing this, when you start living more outside that shrinking comfort zone, the source says something incredible happens. It claims it doesn't just change your life, it changes everyone around you.
Yeah, the ripple effect.
How does that work?
Well, people notice. They see you speaking up, taking risks, going after what you want.
They see the change.
Right. And your actions sort of give them implicit permission to do the same. You become an example of what's possible, proof that, regular people can actually choose growth.
So your courage can be contagious.
Absolutely. And it also deeply impacts your relationships. We touched on vulnerability earlier.
Right. Moving beyond surface level.
Yes. When you're willing to be vulnerable, to share your actions, admit your fears, you create space for others' same.
Which leads to?
It leads to what the source calls soul-level connect, instead of just, talk. Imagine the depth you can reach when people feel safe enough to real with you.
That sounds amazing. And what about other areas like opportunities?
Yeah, stepping back to look at the bigger picture. This expansion really makes opportunity.
How so?
Think about it. When you start getting known as someone who takes action, someone who isn't afraid of a challenge, someone who's willing to grow, what happens?
People start thinking of you differently.
Exactly. People start bringing you opportunity. They think of you for that interesting project, that new initiative. They see you as someone who can handle bigger things. Your reputation for being capable and proactive starts seeding.
So taking small risks signals you're ready for bigger ones.
It certainly seems to work that way. But maybe the most beautiful part of this whole process, according to the source,
What's that?
you start inspiring
Yourself.
Yeah. Every single time you do something that scares you and you get through it, you survive. You build evidence that you're capable of more than you thought.
That internal library of proof again.
Precisely. You start believing in yourself not because someone told you to, but because you have proof. Concrete, personal proof. It's this amazing self-reinforcing cycle of courage, leading to capability, leading to more courage. It changes your inner world just as much as your outer.
Okay, this is all incredibly inspiring, but also practical. So how do we take these ideas and actually make them a daily practice? How do we build this muscle consistently?
Great question. And the source gives us 4 clear, really actionable steps for that daily expansion.
All right, let's hear them. Step 1.
Step 1, identify your comfort zone boundaries.
Okay, figure out where the edges are.
Exactly. Ask yourself, what are the things you avoid? What conversations do you not have? What opportunities do you not pursue? What parts of yourself do you not share? And crucially, right?
Get specific. Make it tangible.
Yeah, you can't strategically push boundaries you haven't clearly identified first.
Makes sense. Step 2.
Step 2, create a daily discomfort challenge.
Okay, the micro discomforts we talked about.
Precisely. Every morning, choose one small thing that will push your bound. And remember, it doesn't have to be huge, just slightly uncomfortable.
Like the examples earlier. Complimenting a stranger, maybe, or asking for something you want, or sharing an opinion you normally keep to yourself.
Exactly, those kinds of things. The power is in that consistent, small daily push.
What's step 3?
Step 3, reframe your internal dialogue. This is about actively managing your self-talk.
Catching those negative thoughts.
Yes, and consciously shifting the language. So instead of, I can't do this, try reframing it as, I can't do this yet.
Yet adds possibility.
It does. Instead of, this is too hard, maybe try, this is helping me grow.
See the benefit in the struggle.
Right. And when that common feeling of, I'm not ready, comes up.
Which it always does.
Right. Remind yourself, I'll never be perfectly ready, but I can start. Permission to start.
Love that. I can start.
Okay.
Okay. And the final step, step 4.
Step 4, celebrate your courage, not just your results.
Focus on the effort, not just the outcome.
Exactly. Every time you take one of those scary actions, acknowledge the bravery in it, even if it doesn't go perfectly, even if you don't get the win you hoped for.
The source reminds us.
You still did something brave. You still chose growth over comfort. That choice, that action itself, is the victory worth celebrating.
That takes the pressure off a bit. Focus on the process of being courageous.
It really does. And remember, stepping back again, this whole journey isn't unique to you.
It's a human thing.
Totally. Everyone feels scared. Everyone has doubts. Everyone wants to stay safe. That's just part of the human condition. But the source highlights a key difference between people living their dreams and people dreaming their dreams is simple. One group acts despite the fear, and the other group lets the fear stop.
Action despite fear. That's the crux.
It seems to be. And this brings up a sense of urgency, too. Why now? Why not wait until things feel safe?
Because they might never feel perfect.
Well, Yes, but also because, as the source puts it, your dreams have an expiration.
Whoa, that sounds harsh. Are they saying dreams become invalid?
Not exactly invalid. It's more like because you are changing. The you of today wants different things than the you of 5 years ago, right?
Sure, yeah. Priorities shift.
And the you of 5 years from now will likely have different dreams too. So the dreams you have now are tied to are now.
So waiting means you might outgrow the very dreams you're waiting to pursue.
That seems to be the every day you wait is a day you can't get back. And every day you choose comfort over growth, you're potentially moving further away from who you're meant to become.
That adds some real weight to making that choice today.
It does, but here's the really good news, the empowering part. You don't have to change everything.
One small.
Exactly. You just have to change something. Just take one small step outside that. Just prove to yourself today that you're willing to choose growth over comfort.
And that first step changes everything.
It starts the shift because the moment you start intentionally expanding your comfort zone, you stop being a victim of your circumstances and start being the architect of your future.
Taking control back.
Yes. You stop waiting for permission from somewhere else and you start giving it to yourself. You stop endlessly asking what if and you actually start finding out.
So the takeaway seems clear. Your comfort zone might feel safe, but it could be silently killing your dream. But it doesn't have to be permanent.
Not at all. Every day, maybe every moment is a fresh chance, a chance to choose differently, to expand, not contract.
So let's leave our listeners with a direct challenge, drawing from the source material.
Okay.
Before you go to bed tonight, do one thing that scares you just a little bit. It doesn't need to be monumental, just real.
Send that text you've been putting off.
Yeah, or make that call. Apply for that opportunity, even if you feel underqualified. Share that idea you've been keeping to yourself.
Just one small act of courage.
Exactly. Because your dreams, they really are waiting for you right there, just outside your current comfort zone. The only question left is, how long are you going to make them wait?